Coming up on Jersey Sports Zone, get ready for some hard-hitting action all over the state.
I'm Brian DeNovellis at a stunned stadium in Sayreville, where Brick Memorial just completed a shocking comeback against the Bombers in double overtime. You don't want to miss the highlights. They're coming up next on Jersey Sports Zone.
This is Alex Lorenzo in Jersey City. St. Peter's Prep trailing Paramus Catholic 14-7 at the half, but it was the twin power of Jason and Justin Adamola leading the Marauders to a big second-half comeback. All the highlights coming up on Jersey Sports Zone.
This is Nair Rodriguez in Lawrenceville, where Paul VI spoils homecoming for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish in exciting fashion. And down in Allentown, Sadiq Queen puts on a clinic with a 4-touchdown game against Hopewell Valley.
I'm Courtney DuPont reporting from Linden High School, where the Linden Tigers just gave Elizabeth a run for their money in a mid-state 38 battle. Zion Marshall produces 2 touchdowns for his team, while BJ George has an outstanding running game and scores 4 touchdowns. Highlights coming up on Jersey Sports Zone.
I'm Mike Frankel in Upper Deerfield Township for a Cumberland County clash between the Vineland Fighting Clan and the Cumberland Colts. Vineland looking to stay hot and undefeated heading into its bye week. Meanwhile, Cumberland just looking for its first win of the season. We'll have all the highlights for you coming up in just a bit.
It's Friday Night Lights, New Jersey style. I'm Rich Krampanis. Thanks so much for logging on to JerseySportsZone.com. This is our Friday Week 4 highlight show. On Thursday, we were able to bring you 8 games from around the state, and we will continue throughout the weekend to get to as many games as we can and showcase great high school football here in the Garden State. It's time to get started. We'll begin with a big-time showdown, St. Peter's Prep and Paramus Catholic. That kicks off our Friday Week 4 highlight show. Great to be in Jersey City. The Marauders were looking for some revenge. They lost twice to Paramus Catholic in 2016, including the non-public Group 4 state title game. And Paramus Catholic got off to a tremendous start in this one. That's Xavier Briggs DeVore, a 13-yard touchdown on the Paladins' first possession. It's 7-0 Paramus Catholic in front. Then the Paladin defense steps up, 3rd and 10 from the 20. Cameron Forziati with the big hit on Masai Maynor. Early second quarter, Shelton Applewhite to one of his favorite targets, Mohamed Toure. Toure, great yards after the catch, all the way down inside the St. Peter's 10-yard line. And that would lead to this. Applewhite to a wide-open Christian Matthews-Bird, a 9-yard touchdown. Paramus Catholic up 14-0 with 8:37 to go in the second quarter. But this St. Peter's Prep team full of talent. They strike back quickly. That's Masai Maynor on the keeper. He picks up 14 yards and a first down. And then it's Maynor working the sidelines to Shane Simon. Beautiful catch. Look at the concentration by Simon. He's out of bounds at the 5-yard line. And Maynor able to keep his balance. He's in the zone. Masai Maynor. How about St. Peter's Prep going 79 yards, 5 plays, and it's a 14-7 game. Now the St. Peter's Prep defense has twin magic. Jason and Justin Adamalola bring down Shelton Applewhite for the sack. At the half, we've got a 14-7 game. Paramus Catholic up by a score. Second half now. St. Peter's Prep driving. Masai Maynor rifles a pass to Chase Jones. That's good for 16 yards. Then, Maynor has shown that he is not afraid to take a little bit of contact. He keeps it himself, lowers his shoulder right there. Oh, wow, Masai Maynor. That's big time right there. Yeah, that's how you get on the highlights, Masai. We got a 14-14 ball game. The Marauders' defense was relentless in the second half. Justin Adamalola with the sack of Applewhite. Notre Dame getting some special players next season. 3 St. Peter's Prep Marauders. And then on the punt, the coverage by Marcus Bagley. Ouch. Toure pays the price. It pins the Paladins deep in Marauder territory, and that field position would pay off. because the high snap goes out of the end zone. St. Peter's Prep gets 2. They take a 16-14 lead late in the third quarter. Now it's time for the other twin to do some damage. Jason Adamalola showing off the speed here. He chases down Applewhite for another sack. And how about some more great special teams play from St. Peter's Prep? Richie Lizzie Liggins spinning his way. Oh, that's good stuff right there. All the way down to the Paramus Catholic 5-yard line. Short field. St. Peter's Prep makes it work. Dom Maleo, 1-yard touchdown run. St. Peter's Prep takes a 23-14 lead. And the Adamalola twins decided to make a mixtape. How many highlights do we have? Jason with another sack on Shelton Applewhite. And after trailing 14-7 at the half, St. Peter's Prep roars back for a 23-14 win over Paramus Catholic. The Marauders are now 3-1 on the season. Paramus Catholic drops to 2-3, and every time we've got a North Jersey Super matchup on Jersey Sports Zone, we see a marvelous level of football. A real treat for us to show you those highlights, and we like to show more than just those runs and TD passes. Great defensive play. You saw it in these highlights, headlined by the Adamalola twins, and our Alex Lorenzo caught up with Justin and Jason, who were very happy to see a little bit of redemption against a quality foe.
Coming out here, we were all like 100% in this. Like, we lost to PC twice last year, one time in the state final, so this meant a lot for us. I mean, I was just telling my unit, my D-line, the defense, we got to dig deep to stop the run first, and then the plays will come, like the pass. We stopped the run, and then we started stopping the pass, so that was our main focus the second half.
We just had to be confident. We were coming out here. We knew our assignment. We just had to go execute it on defense. Paramus Catholic was on my screensaver on my phone for the whole week, and I wanted to play for the boys who played last year on the team who couldn't get the job done. That was just always on my mind. Me and my brother and the rest of the team, we knew this week was going to be hard, and we just had to go grind and fight for this victory.
Great work as always by Alex Lorenzo. Now we turn things over to Brian DeNovellis, who had one thrilling ball game at Sayreville High.
Sayreville and Brick Memorial meeting for the second straight year in a Middlesex Conference versus Shore Conference crossover affair, and they would produce an epic ending. First quarter, Sayreville quarterback Mark Whitford looking for his favorite target, Jakari Carter. He is gone, 43 yards for the touchdown. Just like that, it's 7-0 Bombers. On Sayreville's next possession, Whitford with time, caught, touchdown, Antoine Golson. That's 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns, 14-0 Sayreville. It looked like it was going to be another romp by the Bombers, but not so fast. Tyler Sindell, the pitch to Blaine Netterman. He's into the end zone. We had a ball game. 14-7 Sayreville at the half. But you could feel the momentum turning in this game. Third quarter, the Mustangs kept putting the ball in the hands of Tony Thorpe. The 5'10", 205-pound running back kept moving the chains. Here's 3rd and goal. Thorpe, bruising, bashing his way to the goal line, stopped just inside the 1. So it sets up 4th and goal. You knew Thorpe was getting the ball. Everyone knew, but the Bombers D came up with a huge stop to keep the Mustangs out of the end zone. So we're still at 14-7 going into the 4th. Now, 6.5 minutes to play. Another goal line situation. This time Thorpe would not be denied, and we were tied at 14 apiece, and we're going to overtime. Here's Brick Memorial, a 33-yard field goal, and the win not so fast. It's blocked by Connor Holmes. Holmes keeps the game tied at 14. Let's give it one more look. Watch the right side as Holmes comes flying into the picture to block the kick. So we go to a second overtime. Here's Holmes around the left side, inside the 10, out of bounds, 1st and goal, Sayreville. Now it's 4th and goal, all eyes on Whitford, but it's a direct snap to Savon Kirksey. They fooled everyone. 21-14 Sayreville. One last chance for the Mustangs. Give the ball to 28. Tony Thorpe dragging 4 tacklers inside the 5. What a performance. Give the ball to him again. Why not? That makes it 21-20 Sayreville. But the Mustangs didn't come this far to go for one. They're going for 2 and the win, with everyone expecting the ball to go to 28. Instead, they give it to Blaine Netterman. Ball game over. A gutsy, all-or-nothing call by head coach Walt Curry pays off for the Mustangs as they celebrate an amazing 22-21 come-from-behind victory over Sayreville in 2 overtimes.
We knew we weren't coming home with a loss today, and when they called my number on that 2-point conversion, I'm not going to lie, I was nervous. But, I couldn't let my team down, and I knew I was going to get in there.
That was a no-brainer. We felt like we had the momentum, and we felt like we had a good formation and a good play to get the ball in the hands of one of our best guys, so it was really a no-brainer.
What happened after it was 14-0? How were you able to turn things around?
Well, our kids got punched in the face, but they didn't blink, and they just kept fighting and crawling and scratching. We figured it out on defense. We did a great job on the offense of being patient, and we just kind of fought our way back into it.
We knew we were going to have to play big to beat this team. They were undefeated coming into this game. This was huge for us.
So Blaine Netterman plays hero for Brick Memorial, but make no mistake about it, Tony Thorpe did most of the heavy lifting all night long. The Bombers could not stop him. Thorpe was the Thunder, Netterman was the Lightning, as Brick Memorial improves to 3-1 with their 3rd straight win. Reporting from Sayreville, Brian DiNovellis for JerseySportsZone.com.
Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Notre Dame is being brought to you by Princeton Orthopedic Associates.
Thanks, Rich. A truly electric atmosphere here at Notre Dame tonight. What started off as a back-and-forth battle between Paul VI and the Fighting Irish did not quit in the second half. But in the end, it was a last-minute defensive effort by the Eagles that helped them secure the victory in this one. Homecoming at Notre Dame High School. It was a great night for football. Paul VI marching downfield on their opening drive, and Johnny Intriago gets the hand up to score on this 15-yard run to put the Eagles on the board first. 7-0, 3:56 remaining in the first quarter. The feeling would not last long as Irish quarterback Robert Bucher answers back with a touchdown run of his own to knot it up at 7s with 7:41 to go in the half. Not all offense, though. Dan Dargan lays down the lumber with this huge hit. Eagles quarterback John Donovan not intimidated. He rolls out looking for his man, and he says, you know what? I work hard. I'll keep this one for myself. He runs it in for the score, and PVI leads at 14-7 with 5:07 to go in quarter number 2. Paul VI came out hot in the second half to put themselves in the red zone, but Notre Dame settled down to force 4th down, and the Eagles will have to take a field goal. Remember that hit from earlier? Well, Alan Tucker did. He forces the fumble after this dynamite explosion to get the ball back. PVI would be held to 3 points once again, and it's 20-7 with 2:35 remaining in the third. Notre Dame is on the other side saying, hey, this is our night. Cortez Williams takes the handoff from Bucher for the TD, and now it's 20-14 to begin the fourth. Next possession, Eagles find themselves in trouble on 3rd and 17, but John Donegan isn't ready to jog off just yet. He takes this one himself to pick up the extra long first down. And it's a good thing he did, because a few plays later, he gets to run it in for 6 to put the lead at 27-14 after the extra point. 5:16 remaining in the game. Irish still fighting, though. Bucher drops back to find Michael Whalen Connolly for this 22-yard touchdown. Very interesting. 27-21 late in the game. With 2:44 remaining, Notre Dame is going to have to attempt an onside kick, but will it work? Yes, it does. Irish get the ball back in good field position. This is happening. After a penalty and a loss of yards, Bucher hits Ryan Landy, who's going to cut everyone for the end zone. No! Devin Rand knocked it out, and the Eagles recover. Talk about not giving up. That's your ball game, folks. Usually you have to pay for entertainment that good, but here at Jersey Sports Zone, you get it for free. An absolute nail-biter to the very end. Both teams gave it their all. PVI gets the win 27-21. They bounced back after last week's loss to Delsey. Afterwards, we caught up with number 14 and his crew, as well as Eagles head coach Glenn Hutton on their cardiac finish.
Well, what was running through my mind was get to the quarterback. You know, I tried my best to get to the quarterback. My man Dev, 14, saved the day. He saved the day. Yeah, fumble. Yeah, big play.
It was crazy when we got down to the goal line. I mean, we thought we put it away after that QB sneak, but they answered back. They never quit. I give them credit for it, but our defense really stepped up at the end.
Last play, just everybody do your job, everybody do your assignments. You know what I'm saying? That was the biggest thing. And make sure you get back. Don't let safeties, corners, don't let nobody behind you. Everything should take care of itself.
We just got to finish. Every day in practice, we preach finishing every day. And that's all it's coaching staff. They instill in us to finish, and that's what we did tonight.
Paul VI takes on Clearview next. For Jersey Sports Zone, I'm Neri Rodriguez.
Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of St. John Vianney is brought to you by Paver Restoration. Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of St. John Vianney is being brought to you by BCB Bayshore, your community bank. Let's go to Homedale, a matchup of unbeaten's Brick Township out of Ocean County taking on the Monmouth County Power St. John Vianney. What a statement by this Lancers team. They struggled a bit last week against Red Bank Regional. Not the case this week. That's Nick DiGennaro with a 48-yard reception on the opening drive. And St. John Vianney would matriculate down the field consistently. This is Samuel East on the swing pass. East is in the zone from 7 yards out. St. John Vianney's on the board. The Lancers with a 7-0 lead. We have seen a new dynamic to the St. John Vianney running game. His name is Josiah Walker. Look at him go like a locomotive. Walker with a 60-yard touchdown run. It's 14-0 St. John Vianney. Lancer Nation is loving it. This team has got all three facets dialed in on special teams. Zaire Sterling, don't punt it to him. This one will get called back due to a penalty, but that highlight was worth showing. No worries because St. John Vianney right back down the field. Walker, great push by that O-line. It's big, agile, and talented. Walker's second TD makes it 21-0. The St. John Vianney defense, stellar once again. Johnny Buchanan, lights out. And Buchanan, the ringleader of that defensive middle linebacker, he's also a great runner. Short-range touchdown here makes it 28-0. St. John Vianney had a 35-0 lead at the half. Buchanan would add a 50-yard touchdown run as St. John Vianney goes on to a 42-0 win over Brick Township. Josiah Walker, 12 carries, 125 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You saw them both. And Johnny Buchanan, after the game, made a verbal commitment to play FCS football for the Fighting Blue Hens of Delaware. I'll tell you what, Delaware is getting one great football player. He's going to play on the defensive side of the ball in college. Johnny Buchanan, congratulations. A great day indeed as St. John Vianney gets a 42-0 win over Brick Township. The Lancers are now 4-0 on the season. Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of RBC football is being brought to you by the Two River Times. Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Red Bank Catholic is being brought to you by Playables of Red Bank. We head over to Colonia for a non-conference matchup. Red Bank Catholic paying a visit to Colonia. And once again, we saw the Zach Bear show on full display. The talented runner finds his way through the pile. He weaves around, and Zach Bear sets the tone right out of the gate. 58 yards for Zach Bear. We're a minute and a half into the game. It's already 7-0 Red Bank Catholic in front. After a Colonia 3-and-out, RBC strikes again. Take a look at 79, Connor Smith leading the way. Bulldozes that opening for Zach Bear. And Bear with a 23-yard touchdown. It's 14-0 Red Bank Catholic in front. Give credit to Colonia. They had an answer. Facing such a high-powered team, the Patriots take over their own 16. Taj Calvin Johnson to Matt Zawacki, 55-yard bomb. We got a 14-6 ball game. But on the ensuing kickoff, the Zach Bear show would continue. And just take a look where Bear gets this one. We're marking it right at the goal line. So that means there's 100 yards to go, and Zach Bear is on his way. Get ready for the spinorama. Oh, man, we slow it down because it's so pretty. Zach Bear with a 100-yard kickoff return makes it 21-6. You'll see that on top plays on Sunday on JerseySportsZone.com. And the Casey's defense didn't want to be left out of the fun. UVA commit Emmett McNamara flies off the edge, causes the fumble. Ian Sullivan comes up with the recovery. Face mask would give RBC great field position at the 37-yard line. And now it's Steve Lubisher going to the air. Plenty of time to throw. Great pass to Brandon Lombana. Lombana comes down with it. 28-6. Early second quarter. One more great play by the Casey's defense. Taj Baradesco gets an arm up on the pass, and that's Charlie Gordonier with the INT. Down to the 24-yard line. And with Bear establishing that run game, it was time for the RBC pass game to shine again. Jaden Key, a 22-yard strike from Steve Lubisher. That made it 35-6. And all that was left was the cherry on the sundae. One more touchdown from Zach Bear. Takes the screen pass. He's got like the Secret Service convoy in front of him. Man, that is something else. 49 yards for Zach Bear. I know for a fact that college football coaches watch our shows, and if you're a college coach watching that, I would call up Frank Edgerly on Monday morning and say, I'd like to see some Zach Bear film, please. He's got some offers already, including Lafayette and Bryant. There are more to come. He's a great student. He's got the grades, and as you see in those highlights, he has the ability to make huge plays. Zach Bear, 2 touchdown runs, a touchdown catch, a kickoff return. He has 13 touchdowns on the season. Red Bank Catholic goes on to a 49-12 win over Colonia. And after the game, R.J. Cook caught up with who else but the amazing Zach Bear.
Well, you know, across the line, we have great linemen from every position. So we had the game plan for this because they run a little different defense. They ran a 3-3 stack. So we definitely had the game plan for this game, but we did all right today. I just want to keep the ball. The kicker kicked, so I wanted to keep it out of the end zone. So once I got it, I found the crease, and you know the guys did a great job blocking downfield, and they opened it up for me.
Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Point Boro is brought to you by Tech Art Builders and Twin Boro Allshore. A battle of unbeatens in Point Pleasant. When we arrived, it was Point Pleasant Boro trailing Monmouth Regional 3-0 in the third. The first play our Ryan Olson shoots is this. James Farah with a 13-yard touchdown run. We got there just in time. Point Boro takes a 7-3 lead. And then how about this Panthers defense? It's Tanner Gordon with the pressure, and it's Nate Chiarello with the INT. Give credit to Monmouth Regional. Their defense is able to produce a turnover of their own. It's Jeremiah Clark getting the Falcons the ball back. But the Point Boro defense would buckle down, and the Point Boro offense is able to put together an 8-minute and 47-second drive. Brandon Cipriano from 15 yards out, and a big win for Point Pleasant Boro. The Panthers go on to a 13-3 win over Monmouth Regional. Not too many teams can hold James Farah under 100 yards, so good job by the Monmouth Regional defense. But that Farah 13-yard touchdown proved to be the game-winning score. Cipriano added one more. Point Pleasant Boro is 4-0, and Monmouth Regional continues to be one of the surprise teams in the Shore Conference, suffering their first loss of the year. It's Point Boro by 10 at home over Monmouth Regional. Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Long Branch is being brought to you by Rosario Realty. Another battle of unbeatens in the Shore Conference. Long Branch hitting the road to face Wall. This was an entertaining ball game, and the Green Wave were able to get off to a great start thanks to this opening kickoff return by Matt Clark. Clark able to handle that loose football, gather, and what a return for Matt Clark. 69 yards gives Long Branch wonderful field position. And the sophomore running back continues to impress. This is Jermaine Corbett, bulldozing his way for 19 yards. His nickname is Pooter, and our Monmouth Building Center game ball winner finds the zone. Corbett from 15 yards out makes it 7-0 Long Branch. Wall would answer back thanks to a huge play courtesy of Chavez Colvin. He takes it around the right side, and look at that speed by Colvin. He is off to the races, a 67-yard touchdown. We're tied up at 7 apiece. Long Branch was without their starting quarterback, Juwan Wilkins. Mark Dennis is such a good athlete. He steps right in, does a great job of running the offense. This is a 21-yard completion to Pace of Fields, and then on 4th and 8, big play here. Matt Clark takes the swing pass. A 25-yard gain. The drive continues, and it would lead to this. Dennis to Kamar Mims, the D1 prospect. Touchdown, Long Branch. The Green Wave with a 14-7 lead at the half. And the Long Branch Green Wave are now 3-0 on the season. That's a big win for Long Branch. 21-14 is your final. Jermaine Corbett carried it 29 times for 128 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had a critical INT in the 4th quarter. Remember, he's only a sophomore. Coach Dan George has done a fantastic job in the early part of this season as Long Branch looks to ride the wave to more wins, as it's the Green Wave with a 21-14 win at Wall. Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Raritan is being brought to you by BCB Bayshore, your community bank. Let's go to Hazlitt, where Donovan Catholic makes the road trip from Toms River. Dan Curcione, the first-year head man of the Griffins, previously coached at Wall. He knows how to build a winning program, but Donovan Catholic had their hands full with the Raritan Rockets. Second quarter were scoreless. This is Dan Vanderbeck. Great run by the Raritan quarterback down to the 22-yard line, and that sets the stage for the first score of the game. The drive is capped off as Vanderbeck throws a beautiful ball to Nick Keneally, a 5-yard scoring play. It's a 7-0 Rockets lead. Later in the second, it's Vanderbeck again with the swing pass, this time to Mark Fiore. 14 yards. Is he in? Well, there's your answer. Touchdown, Mark Fiore. He's all pumped up at the half. Raritan with a 14-0 lead. Opening kick of the second half. Don't blink, because here comes George Burdick. Oh, man, that is a serious leak. Burdick with a huge hit. He is one of the top wrestlers in New Jersey. We'll see more of him later on this winter on the mat. Give credit to Donovan Catholic. The defense was able to produce some turnovers. That Sal DeSalvo with the fumble caused. Will Baltus recovers. And Donovan would get on the board in the third quarter thanks to this snap over the punter's head. We've got a safety, 2 points on the board. 14-2, the Raritan lead is 12. Third quarter continues. Vanderbeek buys time, and Vanderbeck's pass, what a catch there by Keneally. Big time grab, but that drive would stall. And it was the Raritan defense really stepping up in the fourth quarter. That's Pat Cooney with the INT. Great hands by the defensive lineman. Raritan's defense really played solid football in this game. And in the second half, Raritan, hungry for that first win, they really began to feel it. P.J. Buccini, great job of hanging on to the football. He's marked out of bounds at the 2-yard lines. No worries, because let's give it back to P.J. Buccini finds the zone. Good blocking by that Raritan offensive line. It's now 21-2 Rockets. Donovan's offense was able to produce a nice play here. Ryan Clark to Andre Laney. That's beautiful. 43-yard touchdown made it 21-9. But the Raritan Rockets would not be denied. Buccini with his second touchdown of the game, and that closes out the scoring. Good job here. Buccini goes right to his O-line and thanks them for all the hard work. They helped make it happen, to say the least. 28-9 is your final. Raritan gets their first win of the year, and we have seen Anthony Petruzzi consistently schedule very tough games in September with the hopes that it'll pay off in October and November. And now Raritan begins to find its stride thanks to a 28-9 win over Donovan Catholic. Buccini had 2 touchdown runs, and Dan Vanderbeek had 2 TD passes. We caught up with the Raritan signal caller after the Friday afternoon victory.
fantastic. I don't want to have another rerun with an 0-3 team that goes to the state, but what happens, what happens. So defense did phenomenal today. We've been slacking on defense. We have maybe 100-something points scored on us, and today with 9 points scored, it's just a great feeling being able to sit on the sideline and just know I can trust the team out there.
We continue our Week 4 coverage as Courtney DuPont joins us from Linden High School.
At first glance, it seemed the Linden Tigers were going to roll over, and yet again, another loss to the Elizabeth Minutemen. In fact, coming into the game, the Tigers were well aware that they had not beaten Elizabeth a single time since 2014. And with that confidence, Elizabeth comes out strong in the first quarter with this handoff to Javon Wachter. He goes 37 yards for a touchdown, the first of the game, making it 7-0 Minutemen. Going into the second quarter, when Elizabeth goes behind Wachter once again, he takes the ball and goes 9 yards into the end zone to make it 14-0 Minutemen, as things begin to look bleak for the Tigers. But Linden starts to lean on the abilities of Zion Marshall with this QB keeper. He goes 7 yards into the end zone to put Linden on the board. They're only down 1 score now. When suddenly this happens, Linden kicks a moonshot to Elizabeth. As it comes down, they catch it, begin to come the other way, but wait, the ball gets loose. And it's hard to tell who gets it. Linden says it's theirs, but we're going to have to wait for the refs to come over and make sure. Could it be a Linden ball? And yes, it is. Linden taking over on the 35 as they look to tie this one up before the half. Next play, Marshall flips the ball over to running back BJ George, who takes off and gets down the sideline. He's going for the end zone, but he is brought down at the 2-yard line. No problem here, though. Zion Marshall's going to take care of business for the Tigers. He has another QB keeper for a 1-yard touchdown. Linden ties it up, 14-14, going into half. And oh, how the tides have changed. The handoff once again to George would turn into a big run. He takes off down the side of the field like a machine and into the end zone. He went 65 yards to put Linden up 21-14. But that was only the beginning for George. You'll see here he gets a pass from Marshall and takes it 15 yards into the end zone to give Linden a 2-score lead. Keep feeding that boy. He's hungry for touchdowns. That's not good enough for this running back. George gets the handoff from Marshall once again and takes it to the house for his 3rd touchdown of the night. 48 yards this time, and the Tigers are putting this one away. But not yet. After a failed 4th down by the Minutemen, Linden gets the ball near their own end zone. The ball is handed off, but wait, it comes free. And somehow Elizabeth's Terrell Augusti picks it up and scores a touchdown to make it 35-21. But it's no use. George takes matters into his own hands, and once again he gets the handoff and runs down the field for his 4th touchdown of the night. He goes 42 yards this time, and the game would end 42-21 Tigers. BJ George finishes the day with 306 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns, while Zion Marshall comes out with 69 rushing yards and 2 TDs thanks to those quarterback keepers. After the game, I caught up with Linden's 2 superstars to see how they felt about this historic win and having a bye week ahead of them.
It means a lot because it was a rivalry game. What can I say? My team did good, so that's good. I want to give a praise to my line because they actually came through today. We was losing at first, but line, they got their heads in the game. We succeeded.
Kept telling them, keep working hard. We're going to get one. All we need is one. And that's what we did. We got that one, and we just started rolling. Yeah, we have off tomorrow. Team feeling really good. We're going on a bye week. So great things going to happen. We're going to work hard. We're going to get ready for Bridgewater. They have a good defense, but we're going to work very hard. We got the best offensive line in the state. So they make sure I'm good, and I'm going to make sure we always good. We always win.
Linden takes this one 42-21 here at home. Reporting from Linden High School, I'm Courtney DuPont, and you're watching Jersey Sports Zone.
Friday football got started with a 2 p.m. kickoff at Plainfield High. It's the Cardinals playing host to the Ridge Red Devils. And we were able to see a pretty dynamic offensive performance from Ridge in this one. Opening kickoff, Sean Spina is able to pick it up, and Spina has a little bit of daylight to work with. Spina coming right at you. Beautiful run by Sean Spina, 75 yards on the kickoff return. What a start for the Red Devils. It's 7-0, Ridge in front. On the next possession, this is Brandon Radis on the QB keep. 5-yard run, good job of moving to his left. It's now 14-0 Ridge in front. With 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, Devin Steiglitz gets the handoff. This is a 37-yard touchdown run for Steiglitz. And Ridge is rolling right now, 21-0 Red Devils in front. With under a minute to go in the first quarter, Christian Sweeney gets the ball in the backfield, and he leaps into the end zone. That made it 28-0 Ridge. And then how about Steiglitz, this time catching a pass from Radis from 28 yards. This is a dominating performance by Ridge High School. The Red Devils go on to a 49-14 win over Plainfield. The second win of the season for Ridge. The numbers for Devin Steiglitz, 135 total yards. He did it rushing. He also did it receiving in 2 scores, as it's Ridge scoring a big road win at Plainfield. Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Hopewell Valley and Allentown is being brought to you by Princeton Orthopedic Associates. Here's Neri Rodriguez with the highlights.
Hopewell Valley visiting Allentown. Bulldogs still looking for their first win. Redbirds freshman quarterback Dan Merkel fearless in this one. He steps back and delivers the rock to Sadiq Queen for the duo's first touchdown of the game. 7-zip early in this one. Hopewell running back Elijah Blue Wilmot says, "I see you, and I raise you this 65-yard gain." Bulldogs unable to get in the end zone, so they get 3 after this high-arcing field goal to make it 7-3 with 5 minutes to play in the first. We mentioned Merkel and King's first touchdown. Well, here's the second. 49 yards this time, and Allentown makes it 14-3 just like that. Next possession for Hopewell. Number 7 gets the itch once again and heads downfield for another big gain. Couple plays later, Elijah, I'll tell you when I've had enough. Blue Wilmot bodies the Redbird defenders to make it 14-10 with a minute remaining in the first. Allentown makes the most of their next drive to end up in goal line. Quarterback takes a snap, but wait, that's offensive lineman Harrison Hill who takes it in to make it 21-10 to start the second. Hopewell not going down though. Jack Demoreski sees the window and feeds it to Elijah Blue Wilmot. Run it, catch it, he does it all. They might even let him drive the bus home later. 2-point conversion is good afterwards. Redbirds not liking that because on their next touch they answer back with yes. Another huge pass. Sound the alarm. We have an air raid. 28-18, 7:54 remaining in the second. And with one more chance before the half, Queen gets the ball again. And he's out. His 4th touchdown of the game. And it's only halftime. Allentown will hang on to win it 55-31. Dan Merkel finished 12 for 20 with 384 yards and 5 touchdowns. Sadiq Queen had 8 catches for 283 yards and 4 touchdowns in that half alone.
I'm SNJ Today's Mike Frankel for JerseySportsZone.com. A West Jersey Football League matchup tonight between Vineland and Cumberland. Can anyone slow down the Fighting Clan as Vineland is off to a 3-0 start this year? The Cumberland Colts will certainly try as they look for their first victory of the year. First quarter, and Vineland's Naheem Anderson storms into the Cumberland backfield. The Maryland commit with the sack, and Anderson is only warming up. No score in the second quarter when Colts quarterback Taquan Green scrambles to his left. Green still looking downfield, and he launches a pass to Mackenzie Hatcher, who sneaks behind the Vineland secondary. A 73-yard strike from Green to Hatcher, and Cumberland takes a 6-0 lead. The Fighting Clan with an answer on the ensuing possession. Anderson right up the middle for a 33-yard touchdown run. Vineland adds a 2-point conversion to lead 8-6. Next Vineland possession, and this is not a replay, folks. Naheem Anderson, 33 yards again. This touchdown gives the Fighting Clan some separation as they extend the lead 14-6. And then it's trouble for the Colts on their next possession. Noah Sanzalone knocks the football loose. Anderson scoops it up and scores. 20-6 Vineland at this point, and the Fighting Clan pour it on from there. 60-6 the final. Naheem Anderson scores 5 touchdowns on the night and finishes with 154 yards rushing. Isaiah Pacheco scores 3 times as well as Vineland improves to 4-0. Cumberland falls to 0-4. A pair of 2-0 teams face off in Pittsgrove. Pleasantville on the road at Schalick. Second quarter, Samir Jones hits Jabril Shakur on the bubble screen. Shakur makes a man miss and rumbles inside the 5. The Greyhounds are in business. 2 plays later, it's Mohamed Toure punching it in from a yard out. 7-3 Pleasantville on top at the half. Third quarter, and the Cougars dip into their bag of tricks. They fake the reverse. Instead, C.J. Holmes loads up and throws downfield to a wide-open Javon Spann for the touchdown. The play goes 47 yards, and Schalick takes a 9-7 lead. Pleasantville with an answer. Jones connects with Elijah Glover for a 14-yard touchdown. 15-9 Greyhounds after 3. Fourth quarter, and the Cougars regain the lead. Tyrese Snipe from 3 yards out. Snipe and company back on top, 16-15. But here come Jones and the Greyhounds again. Samir Jones, the mainland transfer. The junior quarterback goes 31 yards for the score, and Pleasantville is back on top, 21-16. Then later in the fourth, the Greyhounds put the Cougars away for good. Samir Jones on the keeper again, and this time he sprints 63 yards to seal the win for Pleasantville. 29-16 the final. Hey, the Greyhounds improved to 3-0. Schalick falls to 2-1. I'm Mike Frankel for JerseySportsZone.com.
A reminder that you can have all these great highlights right on your mobile device. Just download our app. It is free on iTunes and Google Play. All you have to do is search for Jersey Sports Zone. Coming up on Saturday, we will wrap up our Week 4 coverage. Cannot wait to show you St. Joe's Montvale at Bergen Catholic. That is going to be an unbelievable game. We'll also have 9 other matchups from all around the state. And coming up on Sunday, make sure you come to JerseySportsZone.com, vote for top play, as well as the top performers around the state as we hand out another round of Jersey Sports Zone game balls. For our team at Jersey Sports Zone, I'm Rich Krampanis. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on Saturday as we wrap up Week 4 right here on JerseySportsZone.com. Want to see highlights and features from your favorite school? Jersey Sports Zone is entirely supported by our great sponsors. Email marketing@jerseysportszone.com to get your business in front of our loyal audience and highlights from your hometown.